Have you ever thought about being a consultant for your industry? Or do you already have a consulting business? Well, as a consultant, the best way to attract your next client, the one that you really want, is
we aren't just a video production company, we are business solution driven creatives. And this is more than meets the eye.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the More Than Meets the Eye podcast with Jared Taylor here. This is the podcast where we talk about what's behind a person, a practice, or a product. We are business solution driven creatives, and this is our perspective. Okay, I know I left you a bit on a cliffhanger there, and I promise I'm going to deliver though. And I'm just going to do it right now. So as a consultant, the best way to attract more clients is this roadmap. So if you're listening, I'm waving the roadmap so you can't totally see it, but it's here. It's here. You can try to freeze frame it if you want. Editor's not going to. There it is. I have it. I want you to have it. I want you to go through the process. I'll tell you some of the process verbally, but this is a nice chart. It's something you can print and then you can go through it. So there's 10 ways to really digitally attract your next client. And this applies especially to those who are looking to be the industry expert, the consultant of their industry, or just being the expert of your product even.
If you've been thinking about making your own podcast like the one that you're watching or listening to right now, then JT Visuals is definitely the way to go. And that's JT Visuals without the I, because there's more than meets the eye. Podcasts for business are popping like crazy. Everyone and their mom is starting a podcast. Why should you start one? Well, because the truth is it's actually still not too saturated. Not only do you get a show that's all about your business and bringing on guests and spotlighting them and stories, but you're also getting clips and media to put onto social media platforms. Whatever your vision is for your business that you want to accomplish and how you help people, social media is the outreach for that. And when you have a podcast show, it is the easiest way to get started and to conquer that social media that everyone's telling you you need to be doing. We will do everything, so all you have to do is help come up with topics in collaboration with us, show up for a couple hours, and then leave, and everything else is handled for you. We would love to have a quick call with you to see if podcasting is right for you and if JT Visuals is the way to go for you. Just go to our website at jtvisuals.com. That's jtvsuals.com. jtvsuals.com. And now back to the show.
There's a who, there's a be, and there's a do. That's the three categories. You got to figure out who first. So you got to discover your ICP, your ideal client profile. We've had a previous podcast about that. This one's more developed, and we have a tool that's free that will help you get your ideal client profile through AI that we've trained that will get you instant results and a PDF that you can look at and see who to serve. And it also guides you through the AI. So I've released this in the past, but it was a form you had to fill out. A lot of people don't know what to write on the form. And so I changed it to AI chat style, and you're going to chat with AI and it's going to ask you questions. And then it's going to say, all right, I'm generating your ideal client profile. So once you know who you want to serve, and you can copy and paste this multiple times, but focus in on one. Focus in on one at a time. And it's okay to do one kind of industry or one very, very, very specific kind of person for a moment. You don't have to go all in to only that very, very specific kind of person. We've come up with, just so happens to be across the industry, but at the same time, what we've found to be our ideal client is with actual data. Like there's the pursuing it and figuring it out and then seeing what's actual. We know what's actual now, and it's consultants. Anybody that's under the consulting umbrella, these are the kind of people that do really well. If you do public speaking, if you are coaching people, if you're working with other businesses or people, if you're a counselor. So if you want to be the best known and the best of your industry, then we are here for you. So definitely figure out your who. do your ideal client profile, and then you can adjust as you go. This is the, what's that thing on a boat that like, it's really small, but it turns that whole boat. So there's a thing on a boat, and we think it's the rudder, where it is. Okay, it's confirmed. That is like such a small piece that can turn a whole ship. That is your ideal client profile. If you try to go backwards and do the rudder last, like cool, you built a big boat and it's awesome. You got people on the boat. But now if you need a turn, it's very, very difficult to turn it. Very difficult. Not impossible, but you also might be tossed and turned by the waves and the wind and everything, just to paint that picture. When you have your ideal client profile, that's what that is. So get it to where you know, or you want to test and measure with the kind of people that you want to work with, and then that'll help your messaging. It doesn't mean that you close off everyone else. This is just for the marketing perspective. So you narrow in your message, you narrow in who you're asking for in your networking groups, and you're narrowing in on how you speak on camera and who your audience is that you're looking for. When you make ads, now you know how to really figure out their pain points, figure out their interests, and everything like that. And that's what that unlocks, and that's why you need that. It'll help everything. That's only step one, and we're giving that away for free because we've discovered that a lot of businesses who are looking to attract their ideal clients are not doing this. They don't know who it is. And you can get very granular of like how much revenue do they make for their business, or where do they work, and everything. So the second thing, though, that you need to do is to discover your client attraction profile. In short, CAP. And there's no cap on CAP. This is where after your ideal client profile, some marketers already like put a little bit of this in the ICP, but you need to become what attracts those people or businesses, which really you need to narrow it down to a person no matter what. Because even if it's another business, there's that ideal person that's the decision maker, or the person you have to go through or to get to. And that's how you can help navigate that. So you got to research and learn to be the brand that attracts that profile that you just made. While there's drops of that inside the ideal client profile, you need something a little more robust that is like, what do they look like? Who's the ideal person? How can I recognize them? But then also, how can I become or make content that attracts that kind of person? Like, for instance, maybe you're like a bait company, okay? You're selling bait or something for fishermen. You would know that it's for fishermen. That's your ICP. Then you would get a little more details, but you would figure out what their interest is and what they do, and you would want to find common ground with that and meet them in those interest areas. That builds rapport, and you get your foot in the door. Nice rhyme. And then that's what you become, and it attracts those people. Okay, so we figured out who, and we figured out be. Now you need to do. You can have all the thoughts, all the knowledge in the world, but without action towards it, nothing will change. You could have the best mindset ever. You know how to not care about what people think about you and wonder what they're thinking, and you know how to get through things. But if you're just sitting around and not actually taking action towards your bright ideas, then it's not going to get you anywhere. So you got to do things, unfortunately, or fortunately, because sometimes that's the fun part. So I'm giving you permission, not that you need my permission, but I'm giving you permission to get a car. Go get yourself a car. That is step 3. What I mean by that is a client attraction roadmap. So this is the first step to doing, is to actually map out what you're going to do, or just write a whole list, brain dump everything. If you are good at executing at the speed of idea, then just do it. If it takes less than 5 minutes, just do it. You know, if it works, makes so much sense, you have an aha moment, go do that. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you can write down all the things so you can develop a plan. But if you're looking to be the best known in your industry, I've already done it for you, at least on the digital side of things. You can seek out business coaching if you need to do it on other sides and other areas of things. And I know a really good business coach. So when you get this client attraction roadmap, the CAR, then you develop a plan of action and move towards those goals. This is the first step of doing. And then the fourth thing is to make a lead magnet. Literally, magnets attract. So for us, we want you to be the best known in your industry and attract your ideal clients. So since that is what solution we provide, we want to give a taste of that by giving away for free. I'm telling you my secrets here. Giving away for free the first step of this whole roadmap, which is your first step towards attracting your ideal clients. It's a low cost, no operation cost, except for the plan to come up with it and train the AI, but it's like no passive income is truly passive income. So you got to do very, very active work to get this to happen. So make a lead magnet, have something that you can get people's emails for in exchange for you giving them value. So now you have leads. You collect emails and you need to give a free, no operation cost piece of value. Now, don't just make a PDF about learning more information about something. Don't make it all about you. Don't make it all about your services. Think of the person reading this and is it compelling for them to see it? And another thing for a good lead magnet is, could this just be something that's on your website? Because if it's already on your website to seek more info, then why would they download a PDF for it? Or why would they sign up for it? Or if it can live on there, then maybe have an email wall, hey, to see more or to learn more about this, we've studied so much to be able to give this away, and we do want to give it away for free, but we would love to make you part of that, and therefore we need your email and name, and we'll give this to you. And then boom. So that's another method. You always need to paint it as being value and not just something someone could look up through AI or through your website. Now, the fifth step is to start building your digital foundation. This is where you build a website that works for you and you focus more on SEO and really AI search. There's a lot of different terms. There's AIO and SIO, I think, is one of them. There's a whole thing. It's which one's the right one? And they crawl slightly different things, but really best practices that you do for old school SEO applies to AI, but AI also looks at your digital footprint, your digital foundation. So you need to start building something that has a footprint across a bunch of different platforms. And we'll get there, but to start, your foundation is your website. So you need to make sure and push things there and build your digital foundation by making sure your website isn't just a function website, but it's a place of discoverability so that people can run into your business as a solution for what they're facing. So it shows up in search results, shows up in AI search results, and then you're listed as a compelling industry expert there. So after you've established that baseline for your digital footprint is to then start a long form video series. No joke, AI will crawl all these video platforms and everything. So this brings out more discoverability, plus those who run into you on long form content, longer than 10 minutes, they spend more time on your brand, and that trust is exponentially sped up because of that, which is amazing. I personally like podcasts because podcasts, what they do is, maybe you can do this on YouTube as well, but podcasts are better for it because it's more conversational, generally speaking, and you can bring on guests, and then you can collaborate with those guests, and it's a way that you can build your following and viewership faster. Plus, if you're actually using it as a way to network with those people, we want to attract those who are looking into consulting businesses. So if we bring on a guest that has a lot of business-oriented clients already or in their audience, then that's going to bring attraction towards us, and then also our audience will help them. So there's this huge collaboration, and people will go with who they want to go with. So it's kind of like strategic partnership. Make sure it like fills the gap of what you're trying to offer. And when you do the long form, people see you. They have that face recognition. They have the conversation that they feel like they're a part of. And through a podcast, there's more ways to watch and listen, because if it's busy entrepreneurs that you're trying to reach, a lot of them don't have time to spend on YouTube outside of what they're searching or looking for. And when you have a podcast, you also have the audio only version, so they can actually spend their commute in the morning and listen to your podcast. Make it more convenient for them to spend time on your brand through a long form video series. Now, the other benefit of a long form video series, there's tons of peripherals we throw in there. Like this goes back to now we can take a blog from that with the transcript, and we can make photos and promo posts, and we can take your quotes and put it on Google Business Profile, figure out what people are searching, and make it an email campaign. So now you've, like, if you've ever thought of, or maybe you're already doing it, you need to do a blog, you need to do email newsletters and all of that every time. And then now you got another hole, and that's social media to become attractive towards those you're trying to reach. And that's where repurposing videos, step 7, repurposing videos on social media really helps. So you turn your long form content into short form clips, and you get a wider reach. And the AI search compounds as well, because now when people are looking at AI, it looks through all those platforms and it will find more of it. And it's like the way of doing outreach to bring people to your longer content, which brings people to your services or solutions or your product. And then step 8, after you've established this and you've done things organically and they're going, now it's time we can push stuff. So we can start advertising, make your asks, and start acquiring customers. We focus in on the results now. Like, we've created the habit, we've figured out how we're going to communicate the show and everything, and now you can advertise to acquire customers and figure out what it costs and then what's the value you get in return. And you can use paid ads to really accelerate this. And it also, you don't just throw money out there and hope that you get a sale. You can throw money out there and gain subscribers, and then you show up on their feeds as well if your content is still good. That's a huge benefit, and also you localize it. So like, imagine everyone on YouTube that subscribes to you is actually in your area. So that way you build local influence. So you start advertising. And if you were to merge this with in-person stuff, this is when I would start doing in-person stuff too, like vendors and all of that once you're in the advertising phase. This needs to come pretty quick. And you could do this before ads as well, but you need to at least start something with ads. But number 9 is launch a free community in Resource Hub. So I say in Resource Hub because community Facebook groups, they can kind of host resources, but it's not built for that. There's courses like on, Facebook groups. You can kind of organize it. So if you have a Facebook group, it's good. People are there and they're going to sign up. And that's what's nice about Facebook groups. But at the same time, you could get a little bit more if you use something like School with a K. And that's what we use. And we run that. So every single thing on this roadmap, we can run for you. So once you get that free group growing, now you have the way to catch people, and you have that way to help it self-sustain too, because you want participation. And then everything that you give away, now your lead magnet and everything else, you push them to join this group for free to get the thing. And then School also sends update emails. And then every time we come out with a YouTube video or a new podcast, make a post on School. And then that post on School goes to their email inbox. So this really just steps it up. And then they can get a taste. You can put courses on there, give them a taste of what it's like to learn more from you and to go to School. That creates so much value, and they always have the option to do that. So this kind of acts as like Reddit, plus it's a marketplace. So it's kind of like Skillshare, and it's like Facebook groups all combined. So it's a really good thing to get onto. But what you need to do also is always have a bigger package to offer. You have the free group, and you need to build that, build rapport there, and then you can monetize to an exclusive group. This is where you really become that consultant to actual paying customers on a digital landscape, which actually frees you up to be remote, national, or across the world through this, which is amazing because before, if you just start out, you're going to start out local and you're only going to get a local audience and you're going to get a local businesses to buy your products and your services or consulting, which is awesome. I prefer in person actually, but there's so much you're leaving on the table if you're not going digital as well. And I would actually propose that you can do this and it still attracts those in-person people. Keep doing it because once they realize, oh, you're in the Kansas City area? Yeah, man, I'm going to give you a call and we can do it in person, you know? But with that free school, with the free community, it's to give as much value there as possible. That's information and some resources. So then what do you monetize? Should you monetize knowledge when you can just give it away for free and you just want to help people because you're a good citizen? You're a good person? Actually, yes, you're right. I actually agree with anybody that says that if it's just information to give it away for free. What you need to sell on the paid groups is more detailed action plans, the implementation, and better resources and systems to really plug them in. And you could also put in one-to-one time there. You can really start building this package. So this is where you offer those premium courses, content, and resources. That's how you differentiate that. And then rinse and repeat, keep on keeping on, keep on keeping on. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so if anybody really made it all the way through this episode, congratulations. Thank you for listening all the way through it. And as an early listener, this is going to get so buried. So as an early listener, this is really your reward. And we've really come up with this whole thing that will help. This is what you do to attract, and then you can stop. You don't have to always scramble and be on the hunt for the next client through this. By this point, you keep going. And if you're doing it right, they just find you. And then if you're living in abundance, you have the opportunity to do giveaways, and there's plenty of additional attractions that you can throw in to really make the most out of this whole thing, out of your business, to provide value and bring value back to people and not just trying to get a sale. You might be one of the best, but are you the best known? And we want to help you with that. So if you're a consultant and you're already doing this, then awesome. But if you're a consultant and you don't have a podcast, a YouTube channel, you don't have a roadmap, you don't have a client attraction roadmap or that community group of courses, then I would love to start a discussion with you and have a quick call to see if any of this is a right fit for you. Or if you simply want to figure out who your ideal client profile is, go to our website, jtvsuals.com, jtvsuals.com, JT Visuals without the I, because of more means the I.com. So, hey, we should buy that domain like all the way through. That's funny. So check the links in the description of wherever you're listening to this, wherever you're watching it, and we'll get you started. And thanks for listening or watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not, and I will see you next time. This is Jared Taylor, and I'm reminding you to keep on keeping on. Cut.